Hello, everyone. We're here. Got a grandbaby in the background playing foosball. Um, it sounds super loud to me. Let me know how it sounds. I'm thinking when I get into the topic, I'm going to try to coax him over here to sit down and be quiet. So technically, I'm not supposed to have any grandbabies on Fridays. That's the new schedule. But for this week, there was a sudden change of schedule. And I just figure that as long as there's only one, it's real life. And that's kind of what live shows are all about, right? It's all about just being real. It just sounds super loud to me. So anyway, again, let me know. Let me know if you can even hear me. So yeah, thank you, Tammy. Um, I just he's coming. Is he coming over? Looks like he's thinking about doing something else. Good, good, or not. Maybe he's going to the other side of the foosball table. He actually really enjoys that. It's just such a loud game in here, especially because of the way this room is. So all the sound kind of. I guess he's going to go back and play. Oh, well, that's okay. When I get into the topic, or just before I do, I've got a special little treat that I think I can coax him over here, and it'll be quieter. So for now, I like a lot of you that I see in here already know this, but I'll say it anyway. I like to go on a few minutes early because for the sake of the people that actually do get notifications and get them on time, that um, they don't miss anything really important. So it's just so weird. I'll have to say, I know you guys get sick of me talking about it, but it does get discouraging to see the consistent wiping out of my subscribers. I mean, some days are really, really bad. And it's like my revenue, my subscriber gain, it's like it's back to the early days when I only had a couple thousand subscribers. It's crazy. But I enjoy it so much that it's still worth it for me to keep doing it. And I especially enjoy hanging out with you guys. I really don't get paid much to sit here for an hour to 2 hours. I would say on a good day, I might make $5 for the whole time I'm sitting here, even if it's 2 hours. Woohoo! Maybe. The last 2 live shows, I only made a couple dollars off. Whatever. It was still fun. And it still gives me video fodder I can download and then take out all the fluff, all the little extra chatter like I'm doing right now, and make a standalone video for the main channel. So that works. That way this morning I only had to shoot one video before Jace got here. But anyway, most days, most Fridays, he shouldn't be here. I kind of like having him here on one hand, but on the other hand, when he's playing foosball, and it's really loud. It's really loud to me, but then again, the mic is facing away from the sound. Oh, and last show, I was like, I downloaded it and I was going to edit it. I'm like, why does the sound? To me, the sound wasn't right. Thankfully, it didn't crackle and cut me off. Then I realized later that I had never plugged my mic in. My standalone mic. I got this because the online or the onboard mic sometimes doesn't want to work right. So that's why I spent a little money to have a decent mic that might not snap, crackle, and pop and cut me off. So how are we doing on time? So we'll wait a few more minutes before I get into the topic. So there's another Tammy. So I got 2 of my Tammys are in here. I know there's 3 main Tammys that interact. Where's the other one? Is she in here? She's not here. She might not make it to the live. But sometimes she does. I have Tammy Hill, Tammy Day, and it's not Tammy I keep wanting to say Tammy Hauser, but I don't think that's it. It's the last name's longer than that. Hi, buddy. Did you come over to give your oxalotl? And you guys were right. This is an oxalotl. And his name is Axel. I had to look it up and I'm like, oh, that's right. I've seen those before. I actually do think they're kind of cute little amphibians. So, but I still think he looks more like a koala than that, especially because he's got a little squatty, fat body. But anyways, this is his favorite. So, funny little story is the other day, mom picked him up and he forgot it. It got left here. And I didn't realize until much later. I'm like, oh, he left his little axolotl here. And she's like, oh no, that's his favorite. And so she goes, well, he's got all his other little babies. He'll probably be fine. Well, then later he's looking for the thing. He's looking all over for this thing. He's looking in the bag. She caught a couple video clips of it. He's looking all around and he's just like, oh, where's because he still doesn't he's gonna be 4 in May, but he's still the talking thing is still a very, very slow process. So he's getting it. He's learning more words, but sometimes he still struggles saying things clearly. But you can kind of understand what he's trying to get at. And he's looking for this thing. And so Patrick goes, take a picture of me cuddling it. So Patrick pretends he's asleep on the couch, and we laid the little guy next to him, and he was cuddling it. And so I sent that to her, and she showed it to Jace, and he just giggled and laughed. It was pretty precious. And so then what I did was I took him and laid him on the love seat, because when he stays the night with us, I sleep on the couch and he'll sleep on the love seat. So I laid the little guy on the love seat. And I have a little tiny stuffed Tigger that's about this big, and then put that in here. So he was cuddling it, and then covered him up with a blanket. So when they came in and he saw that, he just got this huge smile, and he giggled again. And it's like, see, grandma took care of your little buddy for you. He loved that. So it was pretty sweet. So anyway, how are we looking? Okay, it's time to start. So he's not being quite as loud. He's kicking a ball around right now. So hello, everyone. Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And I totally forgot my greeting last time. Sorry about that. But, I forgot. We got to do this too. What's the show called? Silly Frugality or Ridiculous Frugality. Take 1. Because who knows, we may get cut off. I do have a backup stream, which is linked in the description box below this live show. So if I get cut off and it does a swirly thing, or I freeze, hopefully I'm not making a really stupid face at the time, then just wait for me. I'll know from my end if it was just a lag or if I got cut off, and then I'll let you know in the chat to go to the second stream that is in the description box, but it will be set to private until then. So give it a minute so I can set it to public first. So that's how we roll. I try to have a backup stream ready to go just in case. So hopefully it won't happen, but you never know. So my throat's a little worse today, unfortunately. It's funny because this morning, everything great, no issues. And all of a sudden it gets down to that last hour before I'm ready to start the show. And then I've got my throat starts to hurt a little bit, even though I'm not talking. I'm not saying anything. I'm not singing. I'm not shouting. It just, I don't know. It's almost like I wonder if it's part of its nerves. Oh, good. Tyler made it here. Looking good from down here in Northeast Texas. So, anyway, so again, the topic, I just thought this was kind of funny. I've never seen this show before. I think I might have heard of it, but I stumbled across a few clips from, what was it called? Extreme Cheapskates. Some of you might have seen it. I don't know. We haven't had cable TV since maybe 1990. No, 1991, I think it was, or 92. And we only had it for like 9 months. And I said, forget it. I'm not paying for this. And so there was a lot of shows we never saw until years later when we got streaming services and YouTube. And even then, there's a lot I've never even heard of. So before I get into it, I'll show you this. You can actually buy this set now in a single book. And I would say it's definitely worth the purchase. I bought this set probably about 30-ish years ago. And so it's Tightwad Gazette. This was book 1, book 2, and book 3. But now it's a lot easier because you can buy it all in one book. And it actually apparently started off as a newsletter. So, which I'd never heard of because it was over on the east side of the states. But I don't know what made me stumble upon this. And anyway, I love these. I haven't read through them in years, but I got a lot of great ideas from here. I got my original idea for like the homemade rice-a-roni and seasoned salt, and then just made my own recipe from there. Look what Grandma's got for you. Look.
What?
Oh, what is it? It's
Yeah.
gummies.
Fine.
Yeah, I get those. Or I kids don't really like my homemade gummies. I'm like, what's wrong with you guys? But they do like the organic ones I can get. So I'll buy them to have them on hand for a special treat. But anyway, there's a lot of great ideas in here, but there's also some ideas that are like really kind of silly. And there's at least one that I remember that she even says is silly. But so she does cover some of those in her books too, but then just says, that's really kind of a silly idea. But a lot of the other ideas I got from the show, and I thought it would be a good idea to kind of break a few of these down and why I, at least myself, think some of them are just downright silly and make no sense. I mean, being frugal is a good thing. I have no issue, and everybody's going to have some things that are going to be a little more extreme than others. And it's all about finding what works for you and what you prefer. And oh, good. So I'm glad I got 2 moderators in here. Good. Cool. Can't stay. Well, dang it. No, I understand. No biggie. But I appreciate you stopping in. So, I mean, so if you happen to have any of these that seem that I list off, please don't take offense. But I do want to approach some of these. So the first one, that actually I think the first, what is it? The first 2 were from the same person. And I was just like, this woman. Oh, actually, no, there's there another one? I thought there was another one. Oh, yeah, there's another one in here I wrote down later from the same person. But one of the things this person does or did is she would not. Oh, okay. It's okay, buddy. I just don't want you playing with that stuff. It's kind of noisy and it's not toys anyway. You're okay, buddy. Here, come get Axel. Come cuddle Axel and eat your gummies. So she'll buy a latte. She goes down to the coffee stand. This is her extreme frugality. Okay. She goes down to the coffee stand, buys like an extra large latte, and then keeps it in the same cup and drinks out of it for like 3 to 5 days. So she stretches it out, but she keeps drinking it out of the same cup. So she's got little lipstick stains all the way around of all different colors, and she just nukes it every day. And then it gets this nasty film on the top that she picks off and throws out. And I'm like, okay, I appreciate frugality, but come on. There's a point where not only is that silly, she would save herself even more money and the risk of possibly getting sick from it by simply making coffee at home. And if you like to have it fruit up, just throw in some heavy whipping cream or half and half and a little honey or maple syrup or whatever. Even sweetened condensed milk. You could do that and you have the sweetness and the milk in there all together. And maybe even a little homemade vanilla extract or whatever other type of homemade flavor extract you make. So, and you can make a fresh one every single day. So anyway, that's one. So then this same person, so far I don't see anybody commenting on that. So I hope everybody's hearing me okay. The same person, she also flosses her hair or her teeth with her hair. So she'll take a strand of hair and then floss her teeth with that. I'm thinking she must have some pretty thick hair strands because I just think, wouldn't that break off in your between your teeth for one? And it just sounds gross. So, okay, saving money on dental floss. Fine. There's better ways to do that. One of them would be getting yourself a good stainless steel dental kit. You can get a whole kit for under $20. It's all stainless steel. You get a tool like this, you get a few different tools. You get a mirror like this, right? Plus a couple of other different tools. This thing works great. You clean it off, you use it again and again and again. You don't have to waste dental floss. You don't have to use your hair. Grody. But you can easily sterilize this or any of these tools and use them again and again. So, okay, what am I missing here? My grandson skipped words and just waited until he could do sentences. Sometimes I kind of wonder if that's what he's doing. But then he'll pop off and say something so clear. So his mom she's Mexican. So she speaks fluent Spanish. And when she's talking to a family member or friend in Spanish, I mean, he's gotten to the point, which I think is a good thing, even if it can get a little annoying. If you're talking, I don't talk on the phone, but I talk to my sister on Marco Polo. He'll follow you around. Jax used to do this too, and copy you. And I'll hear him trying to repeat the words I'm saying, which I think is excellent. So I don't get onto him about it because it's just, he's practicing. Well, she said that, so she's talking to this friend and she's speaking in Spanish and he repeated back one of the Spanish words. And the friend on the phone was like, "Was that Jace?" And she's like, "Yeah." It's like, whoa. So he'll just pop off and say something perfectly clear and it just kind of blows you away. So he gets it. He understands what you're saying. It's just getting the words formed correctly, but he'll get it. We see him. It's a slow progression, but he'll get it. I'm not too awfully worried about it. I mean, sometimes I'm like, seems like he should be doing some of this better. Oh, one of his favorite words to say though is Papa. He loves Papa. And he's just now starting to say grandma where you can understand what he's saying. And I love it, of course. Love it. It sounds like more like grandma than what both Rowan and Jax say. Jax always called me Damma. And how does Rowan say it? I don't know. I know what she means. So anyway, next silly idea. Okay, the same woman again. So these were the three from the same person. So she had well, no, he wasn't a teenager. He was, well, he could have been 19, 20. I don't know how old these segments were. They could be from several years ago. And he was still living at home. And so to save money on food, she would take him out to eat once a day, every day, to an all-you-can-eat buffet. Hence the reason I chose that picture for my thumbnail. Because, she thinks she's saving money because, you can just eat all of this food as much as you want. I'm sorry. Treating yourself now and then, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that. I mean, I think we might go out to eat maybe once a year. But every day at an all you can eat because you think that's really saving you money? How about learning how to cook and bake from scratch and make things for pennies at home? And you can make some very filling meals. And guess what? You can eat 3 times a day instead of eating one massive meal and then being uncomfortable for the next 12 hours. So what do we got here? Thought one of my grandsons spoke gibberish. Went to the races one day and a lady said, "Do you know he's speaking Spanish?" Oh, he watched Diego. Oh, wow. That is so cool. I kind of wonder too with Jace if part of the problem is, I mean, though a lot of kids can pick up the 2 languages at the same time, English and Spanish. Sometimes I wonder if he tries to combine words, the Spanish with the English word. And, he's having a hard time like sorting them out, which one's which. So I've wondered about that too. I'm not getting that one. What? Okay. Anyway, let's see what else we got. You can remove plaque from your teeth with an angle grinder, but I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah. Yeah, that would probably be it. That, you know what, Tyler? You sound exactly like Patrick. My goodness, you two. No wonder when you guys get on the phone, you're on there for so long. Of course, I'm usually in the background saying something too. Okay. Oh, okay. This one. Oh my gosh, the utter stupidity of and silliness and just disgustingness of this. So this is a completely different person. And they were reusing mouthwash. You know, his idea is that, well, the mouthwash is full of all this stuff that's going to kill the bacteria, so it's fine. So he would use the mouthwash and spit it back into the bottle over and over again. Okay, you know, I've never been a mouthwash person, but honestly, there are so much better ways to do that. You can do oil pulling, especially with coconut oil. If that grosses you out, you can use what was I going to say? Well, you can use a special solution that I happen to have right here, which is a precious metal liquid. This works great. Add a little peppermint oil in there or wintergreen or something like that and just swish that around. That's going to kill the bacteria that causes bad breath, as well as you've got something, you know, whatever whatever essential oil you want to use is going to help freshen your breath. I mean, how silly. And you can make this yourself for pretty cheap, even with the price of that particular precious metal going through the roof. You could, it's a much better way to save money. Chicken poop cures chapped lips. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So for reals, I mean, come on. I think there's just things that a little common sense. But then again, when you look at a society where we're so used to, you know, a society that is so used to having to buy everything from the store, every little thing, from mouthwash to toothpaste, shampoo to soap, and and some things I can kind of understand if you have no grasp or you're not ready yet, like with soap, that can be a little intimidating. I get it. But the thing is, we've been conditioned to do all this, that you have to buy this boxed food and this packaged thing. And when you can do a lot of this stuff yourself, and it is a much healthier and frugal way to do it. See, Deb says they have a chapstick at our favorite store called Chicken Poop. Really? I'm sure it doesn't taste like chicken poop. Oh my goodness. How crazy. Okay. Ew. Okay, then there's this one. Okay, every time I read this, I just so there was another woman that and she wouldn't even tell people she was doing this. Like, she'd have company over and she would make them tuna fish sandwiches. Does anybody know where I'm going with this? She wasn't using tuna. She was using canned cat food. Now, that's not as gross as some of the other things, just in the fact that a lot of times pet food can sometimes be healthier than the stuff you buy off the shelf for humans. It's just the idea that, okay, I assumed the cat food would be more expensive than a can of tuna fish, but apparently, at least whenever this was shot, she was saving 30 cents a can by doing that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. My video that came out yesterday, I've used, salmon, I've used steelhead to make like tuna noodle casseroles or um salmon salad sandwiches out of, same way you might make tuna sandwiches, but I'm using those. And it didn't cost me that much money, especially the stuff that was fresh caught. And It's not worth this 30 cents a can to save 30 cents a can when you can find better ways to save money on your food. So again, ridiculousness. Now, I will say because this was based on one of those shows, and a lot of these shows kind of push things to the limit, and some of it's kind of scripted, but it is a lot of times based on the truth that these people live these very extreme frugal cheapskate lives. So extreme cheapskates. I can't even say it. It's just got me so flustered. Extreme cheapskates. There's nothing wrong with being extreme about your frugality, but there's also a point where it crosses into utter nonsense. So I have a few more for you. Oh, okay. So there was this one family. They had like 3 or 4 kids. They had one of those little kiddie pools in the backyard, and they'd fill it up with water, and they let the kids splash around and play in it all day. And then at the end of the day, the whole family would get together around this kiddie pool and wash their dishes in the water that the kids have been swimming in all day. They just squirt a little soap in there. I guess they froth it up somehow to make suds, and then they would hand wash your dishes in there. Now, absolutely not against hand washing dishes. That's mostly what we do. We have a dishwasher, and it might get used once a year. In fact, I do try to run it once a year just to make sure, because sometimes when things sit and never get used, they actually can, you know, go bad basically. But I hate running it. So I wash dishes by hand. And again, there are so many better ways that people can save money than using nasty pool water that their children have been swimming in all day and doing who knows what and tracking dirt in and out of the water. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous. Okay, I got 2 more. Not quite as disgusting, but let's see. No, not disgusting, but again, silly. So, hey, buddy, you say hi to everybody?
Bye.
Oh, he said bye. Okay, I guess you guys got to go. So, I'm sorry. Another funny story. He came in yesterday. He had black all under his eye, all around his eyes. It looked like he had put on makeup. And I'm like, what? I said, what's wrong with his eyes? And mom said that before she'd left, he'd gotten into her mascara and he had it all over. She was trying like anything to get it off, but she had to get going. So I got more of it off, but I'm looking at his eyes right now. It still looks like he might have remnants of mascara. Oh, kids are so fun. So, okay. So this one I actually got from one of the Tightwad Gazettes. The Amy Decision is her name. And it was some idea that somebody had sent into her she'd heard of, and she's like, sometimes she'll try some of these different things, and then she'll say, okay, this was dumb. But it's the whole idea, and you may have heard of it, where you buy toilet paper, you get 2-ply toilet paper, then you take the whole roll apart, you split the 2 plies apart and make 2 separate rolls. So it's like you're getting double the amount of toilet paper. You're not though. You're not, because if the toilet paper's super thin, you're going to use more of it. If it's thick because it's 2-ply, you're gonna use less of it. So you're using the same amount of toilet paper, but absolutely wasting a whole bunch of time to try to save money when you're not saving anything. And, you wanna save money on toilet paper, there's better ways to do it. And those can be kind of extreme, and I'm one of those kind of extreme people because I personally use cloth. And I have videos on this, and I wash them separately, hot water wash, they get nice and clean. And, if we happen to have sunny weather, I also hang them in the sun. And I also use the same stuff on them. So that also helps to disinfect and kill bacteria. But if you don't like that idea, there's always a bidet. Personally, I don't know if you're really saving a whole lot of money on toilet paper doing that because you still got to dry off. But, well, I would think you would. I don't know. But at any rate, if you don't want to save money in the toilet paper section, department of your house, there's again other ways. Now the last one, again, this one isn't gross at all, but I thought it was just incredibly stupid. So this guy was talking about how he, yeah, people come over and they go to your bathroom and they use your hand towel. And so you got to keep washing his hand towels because you don't know what's on them. So what did he do? Now I think he might have got this for free because this guy was a massive cheapskate. And he worked at a school, I think it was maybe even a janitor, and so I don't know if it was, like, maybe the school might have replaced all their automatic paper towel dispensers, but he installs a paper towel dispenser, electric paper towel dispenser in the bathroom, so he can save money on washing the hand towels. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, you're using more electricity, or you're still using electricity, right? To get the paper towels to come out, and you got something that's disposable. How dumb can we be here? You use a hand towel like a real person, and then you throw it in the washing machine. It doesn't take up that much room. I mean, come on. You got to do laundry at some point anyway, right? So again, most of these ideas, I think I might do another one of these and see if I can gather up some more ideas like this because again, I am all about finding each, individual person finding ways to be frugal that works for them, just like the cloth, for the bathroom. Not everybody can even handle the idea of it. I get it. It took me years to get around to it. And then of course, now that I'm there, I just like as soon as I tried it the first time, I said, I'm never going back. And when I realized how easy they were to clean, I was just totally cool with it. But again, you can find, I should have linked to it. I don't know if I might have it in my Amazon store, which I need to get my Amazon storefront linked in on this channel. But you can find the Tightwad Gazette all in one book where she covers a lot of the good ideas and the bad ideas, a lot of the things that she does. She has all kinds of great recipes. And I don't know if she's still doing any of this stuff, but I really want to sit down and just kind of read through a lot of this stuff again. There's a lot of fun ideas. I remember one idea she came up with and thought she would try because she did cloth diapers with her babies, and she thought, they would but, she would I think she made homemade bread, but sometimes they'd buy bread too. I mean, some of us do both, right? I mean, I haven't actually bought bread in a long time, but at any rate, decided to try, because the little plastic pants that we had back then, they sold, they didn't hold up like the nylon ones they made many years prior. But like when my kids were babies, the plastic pants they didn't last long. And you were constantly having to buy new ones to replace them. Now I did do the math and I was still saving money even with having to replace those every so often because they'd crack and all that. So she just thought, I wonder if I can use a bread bag. So she took the bottom of a bread bag and cut holes for the legs at the corners. And she said, she's a great writer too. She's hilarious. And she goes, I could hear when my husband went to change the baby, I heard him in the back room going, Amy, this is going too far. But she just had to give it a try to see if it works. I mean, I've done stuff like that where I just tried something. It's like, okay, that didn't work. Just out of curiosity. Sometimes it might be a valuable tip and sometimes not. She said it wasn't really the best because it didn't hold things in as well as, the kind you can buy with the elastic around the legs. So there you go. So Minnesota Mama Bear, I use washcloths as hand towels for my business. Childcare licensing requires us to use disposable towels with each hand washing. That's a lot of waste. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. See, bet the baby's potty trained quick. I have what Tyler say here. Most kids don't use hand towels. Isn't that why God gave them pant legs? Well, yeah. I mean, Ron was here the other day with a runny nose, and you know, she was using her shirt. That okay, the little teeny tiny precious little fragile girl that we have out of our four we have four grandkids. We have two boys, two girls. Rowan's the third, and she's gonna be turning 3 next month. Her birthday's like 7 days before mine. And 6 days before her dad, because her dad, my son, was born the day before my birthday. Anyway, but she's just this little teeny tiny, delicate looking, very small for her age, but big attitude. But out of the, three, the littlest one, she's only what, 7 months old, I think now. Well, between Rowan, Jackson, Jace, she is the messiest one of all, the messiest. And so she used her shirt, and I kept saying, "Come to grandma, let me wipe your nose." And so we were joking around how she had boogers on her cheeks and boogers on her shirt, and oh my goodness. But yeah, there you go. That's cheap. You just throw it in the wash. You just let that shirt just fill up, and then you can just throw it in the wash. That's cheap. You don't even have to use toilet paper. I have t-shirt rags. That's what I use to wipe their nose with. So I'm still saving money. Then they go in the wash. I don't even use toilet paper unless I need it right away and I'm closer to toilet, happen to be in the bathroom, and I'm closer to the toilet paper than a t-shirt rag, then maybe. I had Messy Missy. Her name fit. I saw this picture. I think it was an AI generated, or it was either like a CGI or drawn or something, but it was still funny. And it was something about since we really don't know what dinosaurs look like, and it had a picture of a T-Rex with two little pigtails, and the pigtails were the same color as Rowan's hair. And I'm like, that looks like Rowan. I mean, she's adorable looking, but the point being is that she's got a big attitude. And if her cousin or her brother are making her mad, oh my goodness, I think you could hear it down the street. She is a loud little booger. So I was thinking the little pigtails. But anyway, they're like, well, this is a feasible, how do we know dinosaurs didn't look like this? I should have saved that picture because that reminds me of Rowan. Hey, buddy, you want these? No, I'm surprised. Okay, then. That kid, he loves bell peppers. He ate like a whole good size. I just picked up at my Azure Standard order yesterday, and I had to take them with me. A red bell pepper that big. I think I might have had a couple slices out of that one, but he ate the rest of it. He loves bell peppers, especially the red ones. They're his favorites, and I love that he loves those. Excuse me. Pardon me. Don't know where that came from. Let's see how long I've been on here. Okay, good. Only 38 minutes. My goal is to try to not go over an hour for the sake of my voice and the sake of my time and the sake of your time, but I still like to have fun. But anyway, if you guys like this idea, this was kind of fun for you, I'll see if I can put it together another one like this. I'm still going to do like probably every other show. Maybe I'll do like Q&As where I cover some common questions that I get, and then have one that's theme focused like this. But I'm liking this. I'm really glad to get back into this. I almost want to do 2 of these a week, but time wise, I just don't think it would work. Let's see. Bread. Let's see. Well, let me check and see if I'm missing something here. See, a friend of mine made plastic pants out of shower curtain. It worked well. I could see that. That sounds like a great idea. I'm missing things, so I don't understand the context. Oh, so much vitamin C. Oh, maybe I do get that. must be something to that. When Missy was little, she didn't care how big you were. She'd throw up her fists to fight. I kind of think part of it too is when you're on the smaller side, especially when you're a little girl, because I was always tiny. I was always much tinier than any other kid my own age. And you you tend to get picked on because you're small and people think you're weak. So yeah, you get you get feisty. I'll say that. Pardon me. So I wanted to share with you guys something that I thought was really cool. I'm looking because I was thinking there was something else. I didn't write any notes down, but so in here in this bottle, I have a blend of castor oil and black seed oil. I decided to start mixing them together. First, I started with just mixing a little bit together. And so this is a kind of an interesting story. I'll probably share this in not this coming Monday because I've already shot and uploaded that video, but the following this and that. Well, I had a few weeks back, I had this little breakout on my nose right here, which is the weirdest thing. I've never had something like that before, just break out on my nose. They were like a whole cluster of little pimples. And I kept trying to get them to go away. And a lot of times I'll resort to just putting um I'll use my homemade salve and some other things, but if it's not drying up, sometimes I'll put some isopropyl alcohol in there to help dry it up. But usually that can work great and dry things up really fast. And it wasn't working. And I noticed I had this bottle of black seed oil sitting there. So I just, for the heck of it, put that on my nose. And let me try this just to see what happens. It's kind of hot, not hot like oregano oil, but it's a little hot. Can feel a little spicy, just so you know. If you've never used black seed oil, well, it cleared it right up. I couldn't believe it. It was so fast. I'm like, my goodness. So then I decided, I want to get back to using castor oil on a daily basis along with my skin cream, but I don't always like to mix it in with my skin cream. So I still put my regular skin cream on in the morning and a lot of times apply it again at night. But what I've been doing is mixing the castor oil and the black seed oil together and using that on my skin. You want to be careful not to get it too close to your eyes because it can get a little burny if it gets in your eyes. Again, not as bad as certain other things, but you just kind of got to be careful. Hey, Deb's back. Yay. So anyway, I've been doing this every day for maybe even a couple times a day. And if I see any kind of anything, I'll make sure I put that on there. Anything trying to and just immediately it gets rid of it. So the black seed oil, but then also the castor oil. Well, I have right on the end of my nose. You probably never really see it or can't see it. And then on this side, I have some scar tissue because years ago, I kept getting, I didn't know what it was at first. I remember first thinking it was a pimple, but it would never go away. And then finally I realized I don't think that's a pimple. I think that's a wart on the end of my nose, like I'm Broomhilda or Witch Hazel or something. And so I noticed the other day. Okay. So what I would do, this is painful, but it was the only way I could get it to go away was I would take a pin and I'd heat it until it was red hot with a lighter and I'd literally burn it off. And then the same one here. And several times those kept coming back. And so I would do it again. And I did that several times. And finally they stopped coming back. But then what it left behind was a blob of scar tissue right on the end of my nose and then a little smaller one to the side. So the other day, as I'm rubbing this on there again, after doing this for a couple weeks, I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm looking in the mirror and I mean, they're still there, but they are much smaller. The skin feels smoother. They're not near as noticeable. I mean, they're noticeable to me, especially when you're looking in a magnified mirror because, your eyes are so bad. and you can't put on mascara when you're wearing glasses. It's a little hard to do. So I use this magnified mirror that makes your pores look like they're this big around. So, like a whole cat could fall in there. But at any rate, so, it always looks worse than that. But literally, even looking in the magnified mirror, I'm like, wow, this stuff is working. I don't know if it's the castor oil, their black seed oil, or the blend, but it's actually getting rid of that scar tissue that's on my nose. So I am just like, do I have any other scars I could try to use this on? I'm really kind of curious now. So I wanted to share that because I thought it was super interesting. So I think I've heard of people using castor oil for things like that, for scars and whatnot. So he always does that when my phone chimes. I get a text message. Ah! Funny little guy. Yeah, the darn. But just know that this it's I'm going on at approximately 11, usually a little bit before a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So obviously, if you're Mountain Time, it's going to be an hour later than that. It's going to be 12. If you're Central Time, it's going to be. Am I saying this right? Then it would be 1. And if you're Eastern Time, of course, I'm just talking United States, then it would be 2 o'clock. So that's the time that seems to work best for me. And I know it's not ideal for everyone, especially if they're working during the day, but it's what works best for me. And he's back at the foosball table, but thankfully he waited till I was done with my topic. Did I say AM? did I say 2 a.m.? Sorry, no. That's not what I meant. Tammy, keeping me straight. So anyway, I thought that was a pretty cool thing. See, I used castor oil and plantain oil made with sweet olive oil on a scar where I had skin cancer removed. It's barely noticeable. Okay, so maybe it really is the castor oil. Very cool. So I know that at least the black seed oil will clear up, any kind of skin eruptions, it seems, and then the castor oil will get rid of scar tissue. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I've also been massaging it into my neck and my throat to see if that would help with some of the other stuff I've had going on in here. And I don't really know what it is, but things are getting better. And so I think we're getting somewhere. So I'm really looking forward to being able to shoot that video I was talking about. I'm still nervous about it, and I still got some research and more to learn. But part of what I'm waiting for as well is to see how all the different things I've been implementing into my diet, to help counteract the Epstein-Barr virus and its effects on my body, to see if I want to wait. I want to make sure it's not just, oh, I'm on the upper side. Things are good right now, and then tomorrow, I mean, we'll find out, because on Tuesday, Rowan and Jax both had runny noses and clearly had some kind of cold. So far, I'm not feeling any effects from that, but sometimes it can take a little longer than that. Yeah, the castor oil helped the thyroid. Right. I see. Oh, Tammy, I'm sorry, Tammy, you were asking me that question. I thought you were asking somebody else. I'm dumb. I'm like, what is she talking about? I thought maybe you were talking to someone in chat. 50-50. I just do 50-50. So today I refilled this bottle because I just started with a small amount and would just mix the two together. I don't know what it was. So just this morning, I filled this bottle all the way up and I measured it out. So I measured out like a half cup or so of castor oil and about a half cup of black seed oil, and poured them in there and then shook it up. So sorry, Tammy, thanks for asking again. And it wasn't all caps, and I didn't clue in. Oh my goodness. And then Deb says hers is half and half too. So cool. Very good. Yeah. I don't, castor oil castor oil is one of those things that castor oil is one of those things that you'll have people over here that are just going on and on and on about all the wonderful, amazing benefits. Well, it is great. It does really work for many things, but just like anything else, you're going to find that some people may try it for something and it doesn't do anything for them, or somebody else tries it for that same thing and it works great. So it's one of those things you just play around with. And I tend to, when something doesn't work as well for me, like somebody else claimed it did for them, I'll, if I'm trying to use it for something specific, like my eyesight, I was trying that for a while and didn't notice really any difference in my eyesight. However, you think I forget I have it and forget to try it for other things as well. And so every now and then I'll remember, oh yeah, I have this. Let me experiment with this. So I see I use castor oil on my heel where I have a bone spur. I had a cyst. I don't know if is that supposed to say that? A cyst Bible bump on my wrist? I don't know what that means. So is that just a typo or a, you know, autocorrect or something, which is never correct? Also, the other thing is every now and then I still get cracks in my heel off and on, especially when I'm more active and I'm able to do my exercises and I'm going outside and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and my heels want to start to crack. And so I had a crack developing on my heel and I've been rubbing this in. I usually use just my homemade salve and that works pretty good, but I've been trying that and that seems to be working pretty good on it too. So, see, I used it on my eyelids to get rid of cataracts and a scar on my forehead. So Karen, how did that work for you? I was kind of thinking about trying it on my eyes again, maybe rubbing it, because a lot of people say, and I was actually putting it in my eyes, which is not really fun because it just, it's all goopy for a while. It's kind of annoying, but I might try doing the eyelid thing because I've had several people share with me that they've done that for cataracts and the like, and it's helped them. So where do you purchase your black seed oil? I initially got the first bottle I found it. I was just looking for organic black seed oil and I found a good price for it in a brown glass bottle. The best price I found was on Amazon and it's from that company called Halal Every Day that some people get mad at me about. And I never thought of it. I wasn't even paying attention to what the brand name was. And then that same place reached out to me to want to to see if I'd be willing to affiliate with them. And they'd send me some free products. And I realized it was the same brand of the black seed oil I got. And so they still have the best price and I can still offer people a discount. And I use my own discount because I can get shea butter, beeswax, and some other things like that they're a lot cheaper using my own 15% off discount. But I took that link out of my description box because people were complaining about it, thinking that was really wrong because I'm a Christian. How dare I? But, one thing people need to understand is they probably need to actually look into what halal really means. Some people think they know what it means and they don't understand. And where it could be problematic as a Christian is if you are, I don't have it right now. Um, I don't really have it together. I don't even know where I'd find it at this point because I deleted it from everything. So shoot. I think you can go there. Well, I'll have to. I think there's. You don't have to necessarily have the link. I think you just have to have the coupon code. So I'll have to check and see what the coupon code is. It might be like Rain 15 or Rain Country 15. I'm not sure. I don't think it's as long as Rain Country Homestead or 15. Usually the number at the end refers to the discount that's added on. But at any rate, really, so what I was going to say is people who are most concerned about it, there's a lot of rumors and speculation and things that people are saying. A lot of it's made up, but really halal is the same thing to Muslims as kosher is to Jews. It's the same idea. It's, because they also eat clean. And it's about, when it comes to the animals, it's about the way that it's processed. It needs to be done in a clean manner. And just like in the Bible, where it talks about, or in Leviticus, it tells you how to properly process your animals. There's a proper way to do it that is clean. And that's basically all it means. So yeah, halal every day, all one word, black seed oil. You can find it on yeah, you can find it on Amazon, or you can go, if you can go to their site. You could probably find their site if you put in the all one word, halal every day. And let me see if I can find that link. It might automatically be saved in my cart, because I use it when I need to restock. Let's see. Okay, I'm at the site. I think I'd have to am I logged in? I don't know if I'm logged in. Let's see here. It'd probably help if I put my glasses on. Okay. Log in. I have to confirm it's me. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, let me try adding something to my cart, and it should show me. So it's just halaleveryday.com is their site. And let me just add something random. They have several sizes of the black seed oil. And I think this is like actually a 16 ounce. I think I have a 32 ounce size. And once I add this, it should show me. What am I doing? Okay, add to cart. It should show me what sorry, it's taking me so long, people. This happened last time. Okay. What does it say? I think. What? That's not my thing. It's not the right discount code. You know what? They might even apply a discount code automatically. You can just check and see. Because it looks like they have their own discount code that they've applied here. So, gosh, I cannot. Sorry, I was really hoping, because I've seen it pop up before from my other computer, where it would automatically show that. So I don't know if it's Rain Country 15 or I think it might be Rain Country 15. You can try it and see if it works. But they might have another discount code that's going to work the same way. I don't get any credit for it anymore anyway. So, but if I can pass on savings, I love to do that. But anyway, and then here's the other thing too. People are like, well, it's like eating meat sacrificed to idols. Well, but the thing is, it's not meat. That was specifically about animal meat. It's not, we're talking plant-based products. So that's why I'm not concerned about it as well. So, but you know what? To each their own. Just like me, I won't shop Mountain Rose Herbs, and there's certain other places I won't buy from. And no judgment to those who do. I'm not going to hold it against people or telling them they're going to hell because, whatever. So there was one more thing. Oh, the other thing is, well, some of you might have seen my post, but you can't see it, but I've got eggs in my incubator. I wanted to start even earlier, but I was waiting for a couple more hens to start laying. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to wait. I want to get this done ASAP, so that then if I do later on want to hatch out more, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I'm thinking once a year is good enough for us. Gives us a few roosters that we can put in our freezer. Sorry for the noise again. My grandson is playing foosball. And then we get a few hens, new hens for making more eggs. So okay, Mountain Rose Herbs. I really hate talking about it so publicly, but people ask me all the time. And it's just, let me just say this. You got to make your own choice based on your own opinions, your own views, how you see things. And quite a number of years ago, I had bought from them a couple of times when it might have been 2016 or 2017, where they decide to come out and publicly, I mean, what people do privately or donate to, as long as they're not pushing it out there to everyone and I don't know about it, whatever. But this was something they were making very publicly, and they were financially supporting an abortion doula. I didn't even know there was such things as an abortion doula, but they were very public about it. And many of their customers, their regular clientele were saying, please don't do this, begging them not to do it. And they did it anyway. And they didn't listen to their own clients, and they did what they saw right in their own eyes. You know what? They have the freedom to do that. And so I don't want to bash on them for that, but I just cannot, when something is so publicly, in my personal opinion, and they're going to be very brazen about it, and I see it as very immoral, I I just I have the freedom to say, you know what? There's other places I can purchase from. You got Azure Standard, they're faith-based. They're not going to support stuff like that, and they sell a lot of herbs. In fact, I just got some seeds from them because they're selling some organic seeds now for gardening, which I love. They also should start selling some organic starts soon. So I've got Azure Standard, and if they don't have what I need and I can't grow it, then I'll look to Frontier Co-op or Anthony's Goods on Amazon, because on there, we can choose from all kinds of stuff. Yeah, you don't hear it, Jamie. We don't hear it talked about much anymore. It might have been something they decided to sweep under the rug because it caused so much. Oh my goodness! I hope he left my package. Um, anyway, it caused so much hullabaloo. But and I thought maybe I'm not being fair because that was a long time ago. Maybe they've changed their stance, but I've been to their site and looked through a few things. They have a lot of articles in there that also support other things that I simply can't get behind, telling you how to use a lot of stuff having to do with witchcraft. And again, I don't want to stomp on anyone that's, not of the same religion as me, but because it's so public, and I don't feel right about that personally. But again, we got to all make our own choices. And again, no judge, no judgment on my part. I can't speak. I'm getting tongue tied, especially with all that noise in the background of the foosball. I really thought the gummies would help, but he's more interested in the foosball. So, but I mean, again, at least he was not playing that while I was talking about the main topic that I got to edit. So, and I'm still here. They haven't cut me off yet. So good. I don't have to fall back to my other my standby, because I'm going to close up here soon. It's already been over an hour. Let's see. If that is what they believe, I'd rather they air the laundry. That way I have an honest option to support or not support. Right. Evil lives in the dark. I agree, Tammy. I guess my point is, if we don't know what they're doing, we don't have, we got to do what we can. I mean, the thing is sometimes it's like, okay, I'm not going to shop from this place because they're Muslims and they don't believe the same as me. I don't really agree with that, because unless they really are doing some evil things and really, and we know, for certain, because not all of them are bad. Not all of them are, what's the word? Well, I say not all of them are bad, but just like not all Christians are bad either, but some are. Okay. There are bad Christians, quote unquote. I mean, the evil wears all kinds of masks. I'll just put it that way. So I'm not going to not shop from a place just because they're not the same religion as me. But at the same time, if they're openly supporting, and I say openly in the sense that, they're saying, hey, this is what we do. This is what we support. This is what, then it's like, okay, I don't have to do business with you. And that's fine. That's your choice. And you have the freedom to do that. And I have the freedom to not shop with you. But I'm not going to also discriminate just because somebody's not my same religion. Do I prefer supporting places like Shepherd's Crook and Azure Standard because they are? Yeah, of course. I mean, I think a lot of people would say the same thing. But yeah, anyway. So even some Baptists will be in heaven, but not all. Yep. Choices like that are based on one or on more than that. They drive Ford and I drive Chevy. Right? Some things matter. Oh, they don't wear the same kind of clothes. I don't like their hair. You know how many people would have unsubscribed to me because I wear a little makeup? I don't even wear that much. One thing some people don't understand is when you get in front of a camera and you got bright lights on you, it makes you look totally different. If you don't have, so Tyler, keep this in mind. You don't have any mascara or eyeliner on, it can make your eyes look like two little tiny pea holes in the snow. So, sorry. Oh, my mother's coming out. Your eyes look like two pea holes in the snow. You should wear some mascara. Anyway, as someone who's performed on stage and in dance and in musicals, I really hated the fact that when we did some of the stuff, we really had to layer the makeup on thick because stage lights, even lights like this, can just make you look like you're half dead. So, yes, I do wear a little mascara. I do wear some eyeliner. So my eyes look like eyeballs. But I've had people unsubscribe to me because it's so evil I wear makeup at all. Good gravy. I don't go around telling women they're evil because they don't wear skirts like I do. That's dumb. I prefer to wear skirts, long flowing skirts. It's what suits me best. It's not always ideal for everything, but generally speaking, for my life, and it is. And I love them. Okay. So if you are a lady and you wear pants and you're dressing like a lady, why would I have an issue with that? I'm not judging people on stuff like that. Now, if you're whatever, I'm not, I'm not going to say anything. Always felt like I looked at it like a clown in dance recitals. Well, you do when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, but then when you stand back and look, because I remember I saw when I was in West Side Story in high school, and we were allowed to do our own makeup, and I felt like I was really putting my makeup on heavy. But then I saw a photo that was taken of us all as Puerto Rican girls, and all the other girls had their makeup on at least twice as heavy as mine. And I felt like I had so much on, and I'm like, my eyes look like two pea holes in the snow. Great. Now I know why we're supposed to put on so much makeup, and I still didn't put on enough because you're up there, and it's just, yeah, your eyes just kind of disappear. It's kind of sad, but at any rate, not a salvation issue. Absolutely, wearing skirts or wearing pants is not a salvation issue if you're a female. Anyway, so what did Tyler say? I play the part in a stage performance, and under the intense lights, you can wear makeup or look dead. Yeah, exactly. I prefer to look like an alive human. That's what I prefer to look like. But that causes some people to hate on you. At any rate, I really should get going. And yeah, I gotta see if my package is out there. We haven't had, people come steal packages around here, but I still get nervous. So I was trying to think if there was something else. I think that was it, but I've got some more topics, and maybe we'll have some more fun again next Friday. So I hope you guys have a great weekend, and thanks for coming in. Take care, and God bless. Love y'all. Bye.